Hi there everyone, I'm back here live with a tutorial and I'm just waiting for people to come on. I'm hoping some of you will come on, but if not, what I can do is that I've got a download for you and I will be sharing that download with you. Hi there, thanks for coming on, Joe and Anita. I'm glad you're enjoying the course. I saw your comments earlier. I've just put some word out to let people know I'm live. But what I might do is, in about a minute or two, I will just start sharing my download. And today's topic. Hi Anna, welcome. We've got a download for everyone. Today's topic is, now they tell me the topic only like 24 to 48 hours ago. And today's topic is dream it big, peeps. That is the topic. Let me tell you about who I'm connecting with. I call the group of consciousness I'm connecting with iPhimo. Phimo is Phil's mojo. Essentially, it is my higher self bringing in learning from the other side. And I, in front of the Phimo, is me in collaboration with my higher side and all that is. So today I am gonna bring in another piece of download. I've put 5 different downloads now on YouTube to share with the world. As I create more and more of these downloads, I will continue to share it because it's not mine to have. So without further ado, I've got 4 people on. What I might do is get started. So are we ready? Give me a thumbs up or heart to see if we're ready to go forward. I'm just gonna wave to you guys to let you know I see you. I see you. Okay, I'm just gonna start then. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading out, and where there's a place where they want me to explain stuff, I will do that. So let me put my glasses on. It's easier for me to read some. Oh, it does reflect though. So I might do this. And if it reflects too badly, I'll take it off. Okay, so the title is Dream It Big, Peeps. This is how they started. They always start, hi Heidi, they always start giving me a little, come on Philamae. So they said, it's been a long time between connections, and we are so glad all of you, through this co-creation, are forcing Philamae to engage with us. It's time. It's past time, really. And they did an eye roll and they chuckled, right? Hi, Patricia. Today, we are wanting her to bring to you messages on having courage on your spiritual pathing and how to start. The title of this is Dream It Big, Peeps. As all our tutorials for you are co-authored with Philamae, she being an awesome 3D master of living life big, happy, and safe. We know the advice given in this transmission would never go to reckless places, so don't worry. And they smiled there. What does dreaming it big means to humans living in 3D? So what they do is they first try to explain what it is, and then they give us tips, all right? So 3D life is created life manifested by your higher selves and further concocted and fine-tuned by avatars who are unknowing of the plans set by the higher selves. So the higher selves set a plan for our expansion and for our learning, and what we do is the higher self then incarnates with the avatar or the person living a physical life, and the person living a physical life, unknowing of the plans that have been set up, concocts a life for itself based on its experiences, where it was brought up, the culture, and what it thinks its life is about. So your avatar was birthed and nurtured and socialized by society and communities to provide that mix of structure and strictures in order to give your incarnated soul the right place, right people, and the right situations for you to expand against. With the many external layers, and there we're talking about society, the communities that we're in, all those are external layers, and internal lenses is the stuff we see things through. With the many external layers and internal lenses set up for your learning, most have forgotten along the way that 1, they are sovereign beings who who have the freedom to make choices in their lives, and 2, they are master creators. The ability and desire to dream about a life you prefer is sometimes snuffed out. So what they're saying is that whilst we actually have a soul plan, a desire to dream big, we come into this life incarnated and we have amnesia, and we have therefore a setup for our soul's expansion and learning. So there's soul's expansion and the soul purpose, right? So we come in needing to live in expansion, and the external layers that have been set up and the internal lenses that we have created sometimes actually snuff out our ability to know that we are creators, our ability to know that we have the freedom to create, and that desire is snuffed out along the way. Yeah. As you awaken, you begin to learn differently. You begin to hear phrases like, "You are the creator of your reality," and "You can manifest anything you want." These are the phrases that float around us when we are in walking our spiritual path, right? Your response from that to start are usually, your responses are usually, "Yes, I'd like to believe it. Yes, I'd like $1 million. Wouldn't that be great? It would change my life." But energetically, that's what you say, but energetically, you still carry a disbelief of this that is law from where we stand. You question your own divinity. So when we go out into spiritual life, we are faced with words, big phrases like, "You are the creator of your realities. You can manifest anything." But inside, we go, "Yes, yes, yes, please, yes, I'll buy that lotto." In fact, Philamae's bought a lotto recently. "I'll buy that lotto." But inside, energetically, what has happened? We don't actually really believe it yet. We don't have the evidence in and around us yet to believe it. But we know belief creates reality, but when you have doubt, that actually comes into play as well. When we tell you through channelers that you are a master and you have pedigree, that is, that you have divine fractals within you that carry the energetics of a master creator, that carry energetics of master creators or ascended masters, your ego says, "How awesome, who are they?" Right? But your heart says, "Oh, that can't really be true. Really? I can't be that powerful, is it?" And you go to many intuitives trying to confirm what those fractals are, relishing in the knowing. So you spend a lot of time going, "Who am I? Who am I?" And then you start going, "Okay, I want to find out about this person. I want to find out about that person." But you miss the main point. The point of the message to all of us is that we are master creators. We have divine fractals. We are that powerful. But what we do is we skip over that point and we go, "Oh gosh, we got this exciting thing called past lives. We've got exciting fractals within us," and we spend our time there instead. So your ego thrives on confirming that you have lived important lives, and your lower vibrating energies will continue to detract you from your purpose by encouraging you to find out details about who you were and how important you were. So your mind is focused there instead. The heart cannot hear with clarity that you are a majestic creator, and cannot choose to act on that when your ego keeps sending you on the wrong course of action. So it's really tantalizing when all of us start our spiritual pathing and start knowing within ourselves, or knowing from hearing through mediums and channels, that we were some a personality of the past, right? And the more we find out, the more we relish in it and are excited by it, and that alone is okay. But remember, we have got X time, and time is relative, but we've got an incarnated life that we have a purpose to fulfill, right? And if we spend time here, we don't have enough time there. So we have to actually try to say, "That is mind candy, that's awesome, that's great to know." But what are they trying to say to us about this? Yeah. So we understand it is human nature to want to know, and it is momentarily uplifting for the ego. But as Philamae says, is mind candy and a time soaker. even though she did in her earlier years spend time trying to figure it out. Everyone is human. It is a fun place to go to. Today, Philamae's way is to make this venture more useful. She asks herself, if I was so-and-so, what aspect of that human avatar when it was incarnated am I bringing forward into this incarnation that will help me in my life, in my dreams, and in my purpose? How can I call on that? How can I leverage that aspect in this life? So pivot to what is useful for us in this lifetime, right? The point is this: spend that same amount of time honing in on the idea that you are master manifestors of dreams and finding out all the tools and tips and tricks to help you bring those dreams onto your path. Your life will unfold beautifully, and they will help us with tips and tricks along the way. So don't distract ourselves, okay? They continue. So before you can dream it big, you have to stop doubting that you can and stop distracting yourself from doing it. Stop running around in circles trying to continually find out who you are and why you're here, and stop thinking that you need to sort all that out before you figure out what you can do. Just dream it big. At the same time, you're doing your self-inquiry and spiritual pathing. So it's not this or that. I have to do this first and that. As I always say, my middle name is ampersand. Is this and that? So you can go into self-inquiry, you can go into learning, you can go into practices, but start dreaming. Dreaming can start anytime, okay? What does dream it big even mean, you ask? This is something that's quite interesting coming out. The biggest dream you have is not one static thing. It will always be changing and growing. Whoops, we've popped a bubble there, they chuckled. Change is law. There's no one place you need to be, no one vision you need to achieve. It is indeed the journey. Okay. Why? Because, okay, now we get into more technicalities, because there are many paradigms of realities that you are running your lives within, and within that many lived realities. In one lifetime, your dream might be achieving global fame for an invention. It could serve as light or it could serve as dark, but that is still a dream. In another paradigm of reality, you created a program to save children. Yet in another paradigm of reality, you lived a beautifully quiet life of self-inquiry. All these are paradigms of realities and multiple lives within. And our focus is on one, but we actually focus in and out, right? So we wish for you to acknowledge from a 3D lens that dreaming it big is ever-changing and is relative to the context that you're in. They want to remind you, sometimes you surf between realities depending on where you choose to put your focus on. So need to keep in mind when you're dreaming it big, don't actually think it's one thing, right? Keep our minds open and our minds flexible and our minds adaptive, okay? So they want to use me as an example, as they often do. Philamae, her upbringing, her culture, her profession, her OCD personality. I think they're telling you too much about me, but anyway, her OCD personality had a strong need for certainty consciousness, and it took us some time throwing her a handful of contrasts to train her out of that. So it's not, I used to think I need to get to this one place. So what is my plan to get there, right? And that is one place that I picked like 40 years down the road. Okay, that's where I want to go. And that's going to be it. So everything needs to go that way. Well, they just kept pulling the rug from under me. Because what happens is certainty consciousness actually constrains how big we can be, okay? Because certainty consciousness actually anchors on our now life, right? On the life we've already created. It isn't big enough. It stops us from being big enough. Unless you've got a flamboyant mind, which I've trained my mind to be as well. Okay, so when you become an observer, you open yourself out to bigger dreams to be expressed. Once you let go of the need to fully know, the end points, and they want me to clarify, it's not the end point, which is one, the end points, which is plural, of your magnificent life can then unfold. So don't think it's just one thing. The phrase surrendering to who you are, letting go and letting God, gives you an inkling of what we mean by not being fixated on any one dream or any one outcome. As a 3D anchored human, even if you're a world's best intuitive, you will not truly know where you will end up anyway. Okay? Therefore, we want you not to be fixated on one dream and one outcome, because the context, which is life on earth, and the paradigm of reality, which is the reality you're participating in, can shift on you. So live in the now is probably the message to you. Okay, I hope all of you are still going good and still with me as I'm going through how to dream it big. They want us to take away all these blocks that we have. So one step at a time, the lesson is take away this block of doubt, take away this block of being fixated on one thing, take away all these blocks before they start giving us tips and tools on how to dream big. So they continue, you are asking, but I am awakened and I know about manifesting. Aren't I in control of the reality I'm choosing to be in? Yes, in part, those are truths, right? But until you have zero resistance as a human being, and by zero resistance, the only place we have zero resistance is when we're on the other side, is what they're saying. Until you are here with us on the other side of the mortal fence, it's really hard to have zero resistance. Until you're no longer influenced by your conditioning and you can drop the many lenses you have picked up along the way, until you can drop that doubting Dan or nervous Nelly tapes that's in your heads, until you're fully you are fully a master of manifesting, you will struggle to tangibilize a dream you are fixated on. So what they're doing is saying, until you are basically have no resistance, right? Being fixated on a dream, your brain starts to work on you. Okay, so what they're trying to do is circumvent all these barriers you have to get you straight to dreaming it big. But they want you to know that these things are barriers and that you can actually drop them along the way. We prefer you to be playful about many dreams and not to be fixated by them. Being playful is more allowing. Being playful is living in the now. Yeah. So you ask, is this mixed messages from you, Phimo? You said that you are magnificent creators of your reality, but at the same time you're saying not to be fixated on a dream that we are unlikely to tangibilize. So they go, here's the tip for you. We are wanting you to dream it big every now time based on what you are most excited on, and take no financially risky steps on it to start. Just start dreaming it and solidifying it first. Just playfully pondering, Googling around, building on that big now dream and that is lolling around in your heart and in your imagination to start. But if in the next now time you feel off about the big dream, dream another dream and feel into that one, right? Don't regret having the first dream. They are all but stepping stones. So dreaming it big at every now time is just stepping stones, okay? When you keep yourself open, toying with happy big ideas, you are letting your higher self and your etheric team guide you. When we say dream it big, when we say play around with the big ideas and feel into it, feel into the resonance in your imaginings, play with it by walking around the idea in your mind and sensing how you feel about it. That's how you start first, right? Don't actually create a reality dream, a reality vision anchored on your real self now and say, that's that one thing I'm going to go for. Play in your mind first on things that make you excited. Whilst you are at it, have many big dreams. They don't have to be connected. They don't have to be realistic. They don't even have to have a plan of action attached to that until you feel a strong urge to make one. The main thing is to stay in high vibration so that you can connect with your team over it, right? Okay, so they're going to use me as an example again. When Philamae was told in one of her first readings that the reading wasn't a reading, and that she signed up to help the cause before she incarnated, the reader told her that the session wasn't a reading, but it was actually recruitment by the other side, for me to join the cause. She almost fell off her chair. Her lovely reader, a medium and a channeler, told her to create an exchange with the other side. So Philamae sat down and thought about anything and everything that made her happy. And she wrote it in a spreadsheet. She wrote the exchange in a spreadsheet. They were all disconnected happy things. I want this, 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 And if you're actually going to write it, go, I am this, I am this. Make it to the present, by the way. Okay. She then created a vision wall next to her bed of all those things, right? Again, disconnected. It didn't really matter. And just daydreamed on it. We on the other side started to organize to meet those dreams. Why? Because she has intended to join us in our dreams, So when you stay in high vibration and you're thinking of all the things that make you happy, the dreams you have are the dreams they have too. So the intention is purer when you're in high vibration. So stay in that space when you're dreaming it big, Okay, so they're going to tell you a little bit more about me. Philamae's passion was setting up eclectic properties. Our passion was retreats. We met in the middle with play camps. Sherwood Loves Tasmania, Sherwood Loves South of France are the first two play camps lined up. Philamae's passion was teaching frameworks and protocols in business. Our passion is for her to get the good news out in a way the mainstream people can understand. We met in the middle with now co-creating a Spirituality 101 course. Philamae's passion is her one of a global brand. In her head, it was any brand because she's a branding consultant. Our passion is for her to use her leadership to unite Lightworkers on a global cause. Are you seeing how this is working? They're saying, pick the things you're excited about, right? Because when you're vibrating high, the things that you're excited about is from your inner core. When you pick the things you're excited about, it is matched with the things we are excited about because we are one when you're high vibrating. And we will meet in the middle to find a place that in business speak, win-win for both sides, right? So they're just showing an example about how dreaming it big, even if it's not anchored in reality, even if it's not connected in any way, will anchor in reality in time, and will anchor on your purpose, and will also find a way of being. Okay. Philamae is a master at daydreaming, but she embodies us so beautifully that she's truly unaware that what she wants and what we want are imagined in unison. I wrote in bracket Phil, wow, because I didn't know that, by the way. Her dreaming it big had nothing to do with her mission or spirituality per se. It had everything to do with what excites her. In part, it came from ego, what excites her, but her ego is healthy as her ego is aligned with her heart. So figure out what truly excites you, what makes you smile, what keeps you up at night, what when you're Googling around gets your attention, because those are the things that are core in terms of what your bliss points are. Okay, here they go. She is not liking that we're telling you so much about her, chuckle. Highlighting her as an example is a segue to getting into the nuts and bolts and the ingredients that help with dreaming it big, that help with dreaming it big and still allowing for it. Let's get into the tips and tricks bit now. Number 1, they're starting now. Always stay in your state of alignment when you're imagining and pondering your dreams. So get yourself in high vibration, right? Be happy, listen to music, move yourself into that high aligned state of clarity and excitement and high vibration. When you stay in alignment, your intentions are pure, right? When you're not in alignment, your ego will try to tell you that you're being ridiculous and impractical. It will bring you down. So you need to stay in that state of alignment first. Start off there, right? As we are going on our spiritual pathing, sometimes it's hard to imagine us trying to sort of rev up to a state of alignment and in high vibration. But the more we traipse down this state, we will naturally, it'll be in our second nature to live in high vibration. So that first point will just fall away because that is who we are all the time. Okay. So number 2, then open your heart. They said keep a smile on your face. Always keep a smile on your face. When you smile on the outside, you smile inside, and your energetics change. So simple, yes. So just keep smiling. You know, I even if I'm in the car alone, I'm smiling. I might look like a mad woman, but it doesn't really matter because it changes the energetics within, and I then bring into high vibration again. Then dream on what really makes you happy, excited, and joyful. Reflect back what experiences make your heart leap and your heart sing. Those are the things that will be your bliss point. At this point, forget about purpose with the capital P. Forget about that for the moment. It will come. Just go by what makes you happiest, yeah? Many, when dreaming within the context of a purpose or a mission, get their dreams hijacked by ego drivers. That's why we're recommending you to stay in your highest excitement when you're thinking of dreaming it big. Purpose or mission, we guarantee you, will seep in or meld in as you ascend and step up to light bearing in due time. So don't worry, it's not telling you to not be on purpose, it's telling you to dream big based on your excitement, based on your joy, and purpose will unfold. Just dream big on the things that make you happy. Okay, then they go on to another tip. Imagine someone else who's a magical master manifester. Imagine them thinking about the same stuff that makes you happy. Imagine from their shoes how far those dreams can go. Okay, this tip is quite important because by imagining it when in the shoes of others, you drop the constraints that come with your own lenses. So when you have a dream and you're excited about the dream, right? What you do is you go out and think, okay, what would Steve Jobs do, right? Just think of it in another shoes, someone else's shoes who are great manifestors too. And your dreams will get bigger and bigger, and your constraints for the dreams will just fall off. Hi, William. Welcome. Yeah, I'm talking about dreaming it big, peeps. That's the topic for today. Okay, so walk in another a master manifestor's shoes, and then you expand that dream you have. Basically, when thinking about your dreams, if it ain't scaring you, it ain't dreaming it big enough. So look back on the dream you've made. If you go, oh yeah, I could do that in 2 years' time or a year's time, it's not big enough. You gotta go bigger, all right? Needs to scare you. Okay. Physically, pour what's in your mind once it's big enough into express forms. By that, they mean write what your dreams are, put it on a vision board, right? Imagine how they're playing out. Imagine what's the end point. Again, remember your dream doesn't have to connect yet to your purpose. Just dream it big, dream it colorful, dream it vivid, right? And start expressing it on paper, painting about it. Let the expression come out, okay? And the trick is, with every log you have of your dream in express form, say to yourself, yes, this or better, please, universe, this or better. Shouting out loud to them, right? Do not get attached to anything you've logged as dreams. If you feel like expanding on them, go for it. If you feel they no longer resonate with you, let it go. As we said much earlier in this piece, right? Dreams that are not now dreams for you are stepping stones. So don't worry if you get into the dreams and you've built a certain momentum around it and you go, oh, I don't feel it anymore. It's okay. It was a stepping stone to the next step. Yeah. Another tip they have is be playful. Playfulness helps you release the constraints you have, to drop some of the lenses you have when you're creating or building big dreams. The other thing that's interesting and a tip for you is that every dream you have created in your head or thought about, every dream you have has a consciousness within them, right? Within it. Talk to, and you might have many dreams, talk to them, nurture them, play and dance with them, send them love, thank them for being, especially when you let them go. They are consciousness that you have created, and it's about having an ongoing conversation with that consciousness. When dreaming, also start the 3D process of when the urge comes, physically investigating what is out there in and around the dream. I said when the urge comes, when you're in high vibration and you're connecting and you're dreaming with big and you suddenly get the urge, guess what? It's us talking to you from the other side. Knock, knock. Go to Google. Can you Google this? Oh, can you go find out about that? That is us urging you on that path in investigating that dream. So when you feel the urge, right? Go put some time and Google around. Googling is dream making. Okay? It's not a waste of time. When you actually create a big dream in your head and keep that curiosity going, Googling is dream making. If you stayed happy and all you did was read articles about it, about how to get it, about what it looks like, what it smells like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, you're already ahead of the game. You're helping us on the other side help you manifest that. Yeah. Be playful in your imaginings. Stretch the dream here and there by asking, what if I did this to it? What if I went there with it? Just be playful, right? One of the key learnings up front earlier is don't be fixated on this one thing. Don't be fixated on how that thing looks. When you're dreaming you be flowy. Be flowy about the thoughts that come into your mind, and be playful. Another tip here is step up in courage and talk about your dreams as if in dress rehearsal for it. As if you're in dress rehearsal for it. That's the scary bit, isn't it? To actually come out and tell someone what the dreams are. I think I'm speaking as me now. I actually kept a lot of my dreams inside, talking to myself most of the time, because I could almost, I imagine wrongly the eye rolls that I'll get out there, right? So one of the tips they're giving you, that if you want to step up and encourage and to talk about it as if in dress rehearsal, then what you need to do is to surround yourself with other dream makers too. So let's say if I'm talking to Gigi, or I'm talking to Norma, we talk of our dreams as if they are. We started talking about standing on the stage and teaching spirituality, a stage with 2,000 people. It doesn't really matter. It's dreaming it big. It doesn't matter. But what you do is, when you're dreaming it big and you want to go through dress rehearsals by sharing it with another, make sure you've got dream makers around you. You don't want negative Nellies around, right? Negative or nervous Nellies. Nervous being family, negative being outsiders who are cynical. As you vibrate higher, you'll find these people falling away anyway. So that's you'll find your soul and family collectives coming up, and they will be supportive of you. So be a bit discerning on who you share it with. But the more you share it, the more you're actually solidifying the big dream into its manifestation. In any of the above activity, if your ego voice starts shouting your dream down as unattainable or ridiculous, lovingly say, but isn't it exciting just playing with it? Just play with me. And if you can't, I love you, but just sit by me while I play with it. Keep it easy with your ego. Don't shout your ego down. It's about saying, join me, and if you can't, just sit by me while I play. Okay? If you're stuck in how imaginative or how stretchy or how big you can get with your dreams, you can Google the many ideation techniques out there. and use those techniques to play with your dreams. Stretch them, morph them, twist them till it scares the bejesus out of you in a buzzy kind of way. They actually added the second bit because a dream can scare the bejesus out of you, but if you're not feeling it in a buzzy kind of way, it's really not a kind of dream for you anyway. So it needs to be both. Okay, so I'll read that out again. Till it scares the bejesus out of you in a buzzy kind of way. Okay. Once you get there, that's when on this side, that's where we on this side start taking out our rah-rah flags in support of it. So that's where you'll start feeling urges, right, to move forward to start investigating. They're also saying another tip for you to understand is, remember they were saying have many dreams, don't just have one, right? Because some of them will connect, some of them won't. Just have many. We are consciousness and we are infinite. For every dream you have, we promise you, we have the teams here that can support you. So they have our backs. Yeah. As they progress, they say, so what's next? When you dream big for long enough and stay in a place of allowing with no expectations, magic starts happening. The universe will begin to show you signs that the idea you are incubating is being made manifest. So suddenly you're seeing in our 3D life, oh my goodness, I'm seeing this sign. I'm seeing that sign that connects with the dream you have. People with skills that align to your dreams will turn up. Places that aligns with your dreams, I'll just let that ambulance go by. Places that aligns with your dreams will start coming into your consciousness. Causes will start appearing that seem perfect for what you need. Of course, if you're a hermit and not on any media, meditating 24/7, it is more difficult for the universe to organize for you to see the signs or have you bump up to your next steps. So remember, if you have a big idea and you're getting the urges, right, to start taking little steps for that idea, you have to be out there to receive the signs and the co-creating elements. Okay? It's a good tip, that one. So going back to Philamae's example, having sent out her dreaming it big intent into the universe, because Philamae, in the past anyway, likes hanging around realtors buy-sell sites for the fun of it, and even though there's no real intent of moving out of Sydney at that point or buying anything, Philamae spotted a beautiful property in Tasmania in an ad. She flew down to Tasmania within 48 hours of seeing the ad, stood on the balcony of that property, her skin buzzed, and within 9 days she bought it. Because it came synchronistically at a time when she was about to sell her home, right? What you're noticing is when it is effortless, you are on path. When the planets align and you seem to be taking this step and then the next step and the next step, and it's effortless, you are on path and it is aligned. You are aligned with the big dream you have. For Philamae and Stephen's mission, they began to see effortlessness of the universe yielding to that dream, one piece at a time. An architect builder just appeared who had retreat experiences. An interiors designer who is a yoga teacher appeared as well, and that's Gigi, that's Gillian. Beautiful teachers appeared to co-create, and we've got the best. William and Norma is with us as well. And then the connection with many amazing burgeoning teachers from around the world who have different things to teach and say also appeared on her radar, right? Philamae still doesn't know where it's going. They're laughing on the other side. But she's at a point where she trusts the process and the one step at a time messages we give her and the urges she has. Yeah. What it is a dream becomes an urge. Many urges become a healthy obsession. Many health obsessions become a reality that is made manifesting along the way. Okay? So one step at a time, but start with a big dream that's really fluid, really adaptable, doesn't have to connect with reality, things that make you excited. And that will in itself become step by step manifesting to the path you're meant to go to, because it's something that makes you really happy. Therefore, we come to this next point here, that dreaming it big requires trust. Okay, this is an interesting one that we've lived in the last 12 months. For Philame's dream to tangibilize, I don't even know if that's a word, but I typed it out because they said that, Stephen needed to fully be in soul partnership with her. Stephen has been a successful IT software test manager who had an unbroken 30-year stream of freelance contracts, right? For Stephen to step into his heart-focused role as a master administrator and a teacher, the natural step was to the natural step was to switch off his 3D work. Philamae and Stephen would not have switched it off, because in 3D life you become a little bit more conservative. So they, on the other side, 12 months ago, switched it off, right? The point was he needed to co-create with her. It took a while for Philamae and Stephen to understand that that was the path that was intended for this dream to manifest. If he doesn't quit his 3D career, Philamae's mission would be scuppered. They came down as soul partners to create this mission together. And we can't have it. And we can't have that, can we? They said. We say that in jest because it is free will, but we have our ways. They spelt it out. So when you have big ideas, and those big ideas become urges, and you're starting to build, right? You're starting to build those that big idea starts manifesting into a purpose, and the intent has been an intent set by your higher selves and you and your soul partners and you've come to a momentum where things need to happen, and they will help it happen along the way. The whole point is you need to trust for the experiences that are coming up. So at the start, we might actually resist some of those experiences that are coming up because logically it doesn't actually work with our human minds, even though we have these big manifestations in our heads. But what happens is that sometimes sitting back and saying to yourself, why is that step good? How could that step be good, right, for me in going forward? And then again, walk around that thought, walk around it and say, well, it's good because it's this, it's good because it's that. Slowly you get an understanding of why a certain experience is happening in your life. Yeah? And it is always, there's no coincidence, it is always for a reason. Yeah. Okay, so they just said on the topic for today, there are two parts to this topic today. The full topic line, that is what we're going to say to you now, is dreaming it big, peeps, but dream it kind. One cannot exist without the other. When you do dream fully and in technicolor and act out your dreams with passion and flamboyance, and if doing so hurts another, then that expression of that dream is less than worthy for you. Your dreams, that which you are inspired by from this side, which is their side, our side, right, comes from a place of love, a place that would never have included the hurting of another, be it a human or an animal or Mother Earth. If you take from Mother Earth to fulfill your dream, which sometimes you need to do, then put back into Mother Earth at the same time. So dreaming it big, peeps, but dream it kind. There is a place, a dimension where everyone's dreams, when expressed in a heart-focused way, can be knitted together harmoniously with each other. Dream that into your paradigm of reality too. They're talking about the new earth that should be the now earth that's upcoming, where all of us are working harmoniously, right? We would like to leave some time for questions and leave you with this. We hope this tutorial inspires each of you to first feel into the bigness of who you are and who you can be by encouraging you to dream big and then take this next effortless step towards that dream. Just one step at a time as we present them to you. You will find that your dream will unfold into your purpose. The two become one. The two become one. We are excited at each of your unfolding. Until we Until we next see you, enjoy living your life more lightly and lightheartedly. With love, iPhimo. Okay, that is the download. I'm hoping that helps everybody. For those who have missed the front end, it's good to start, because what they did was gave a topic of dreaming it big, peeps, right? And what they do was they helped us take away the blockages that stop us from dreaming it big. And then what they do was they systematically gave us some tips and tools on how to do it. But at the end, there's a caution there to say, yeah, well, so you dream it big, right? Dream it kind, because sometimes big dreams can trample on other people. And if that's the case, then it was not the intent from the other side in co-creation with you. Okay? So I might just scroll back. If you have any questions, ask. I'm here to have some question time, but let me scroll back a little. And I will pick up the questions, and I thank you for a lot of the comments that are coming through. You can talk to me about about dreaming it big, and if you've got any questions. I'm just going to read out some of these. Heidi said, Philamae, everything you're saying resonates with me so much. Thank you, Heidi. Again, when you keep listening in on the tutorials, you'll get more and more out of it. There's a lot of content. I just automatically wrote it out and then I'm reading it to you. So I myself will be going through the content myself. Patricia said, I remember our earlier channeling, and he said to me, we are not separated. When I wanted to know was I was this or that. And okay, sorry, I think this was a conversation to Heidi, and I'll leave it there. Yeah. Yeah, because it does. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Hold on, Patricia. Trish said, it was such a revelation and a point in the right direction. Oh, okay, no. I think it's still responding to Heidi. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to look for questions. Okay. Okay, I think Williams asked, how does one integrate 4D and 5D into 3D seamlessly? I think with with any channeling course, and with this channeling course they're in, right? What happens is you begin to start embodying yourself anyway. You're embodying your higher self, right? And when you embody your higher self, it becomes seamless in the way you look at life. You become more of an observer in life. And when you're an observer in life, you can see what is happening in your 3D life from different perspectives. When you can see that, you're able to integrate the decisions, you integrate it into how you would respond to it rather than how you would react to it. So to William's question, how do you integrate it? Get connected, get connected, stay high vibration, get connected, because with that comes clarity. Integration comes with clarity, because 3D life exists today because we're anchored here. 5D life, 4D life is all incoming, and there are dimensions that we're coming in and out of anyway. Okay, so the more clear we are, the more high vibrating we are, we will know how to action on it more seamlessly. Yeah, I'm just looking at more questions. Yep, Patricia said, the higher will of the universe, when that is in play, it takes in micro and macro and the win-win in all things. Yes, it does. It does. When we are integrated, right, our intent and the intent of the other side, our higher self, is one. It is win-win. Yeah. Thank you, Alex, for your comment. Yeah. Awesome. No, sorry, Norma. Awesome. What if your dream is so big that you are terrified? How do you move forward? Okay. When we are terrified, it comes from the lenses we have. the lenses we've picked up along the way from our culture, from society, from our family, from the time we were small, where we're told we're not good enough. That is the thing that creates the terror. It's consciousness that lives within us. What we need to do is say thank you, thank the consciousness for being there, and say and ask, and if you can transmute those consciousness that are more negative, not the neutral ones, transmute it out, because they don't belong in your system. Then acknowledge that it is a conditioning that came with you in this incarnate life for you to live a contrast that you needed to live. But its purpose is done, right? Those consciousness within you that are stopping you and terrifying you was there for a reason and a purpose in the setup of your contrast. When you accept that that's the case and say, thank you for being, I no longer need you now, and ask it to park itself or ask it to step out, the terrors will reduce. And if we actually sit ourselves back and we think of ourselves as our higher selves, taking on roles for our expansion in different lifetimes, right? It is a play. It is a play we're creating to live through, right, in a collective way. It is a play that gives us an expansion, and it's a play for us to experience a purpose, right? Now, it is one of many, many lifetimes. So we've got only the now to try to make it big. And what's the worst thing that can happen? One of the tips I always use on myself is I'll ask myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing is I have a whole bunch of people I don't really know think badly of me. Do I care? I care more at the end of my life if I didn't try, right? So step up and try is my view. And always ask yourself what's the worst thing, because the worst thing is actually never as big as how you feel it's going to be. It is never as big as how you feel it's going to be. So, and test it out, right? Test the step out. It's never as big as you feel. And always think, okay, that's just a stepping stone. I need to do another thing. I need to do another thing. So yes, it is terrifying, because we have grown up at this point, and we have created these lenses within us that's actually stopping us. Sitting back and going, okay, that lens came from my childhood, where I went on a stage and I started singing a song, and I heard some people giggling. That is terrifying. That's stopping me from what I really want to do, right? And just acknowledge it for being, acknowledge it for the contrast it has created for you, for your learning, and say, it's fine, and park it. Okay. I don't know if it's helping, but thank you, everyone. I'm getting a lot of thank you, so I appreciate that. So Anna says, I'm going to write out my dreams no matter how absurd. Exactly. And then take it from there. Exactly. Mine was absurd. Mine was on a spreadsheet. Bang, 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 bang. It was nothing to do with spirituality or mission at the start. That was just after awakening, not knowing what I meant to be doing. But I've made big calls, make it big, because ultimately it's sending out an energy to the universe. Can one trust everything to source guides, angels, guides, ascended beings? How are we certain we are doing our part? Yeah, okay. I think, okay, from my perspective, we're incarnated and we're living this life. We came here for an experience, and we came here to have avatars to live this life and to create that experience. So whilst we are, and I say surrendering to the other side, it's not about surrendering, it's actually really giving up our purely blinkered 3D view control and saying, I'm allowing for a broader perspective to incarnate with me, so that to be embodied by me, so that the two of us can make decisions along the way. So whilst we have guides and source and angels giving us information, we need to understand that the information coming to us, whether it's from a channeler to us or us to ourselves, is for want of better, is fraught with some of the lenses we've picked up along the way, and is fraught with the channeler's lenses that's picked up the way, right? What is better for us to take it more as advice going forward, but go within and seek your internal guidance system for advice. There's more clarity in that. So as a researcher, this is what I do. So I go to different mediums and channels, and I'll ask questions, and I triangulate information, and if I have multiple information coming in the same direction, I'm going, oh, there is something there. And what I do is then I sit back and go within and say, do I really like that thought? Do I really like that idea? Because fundamentally, we have free will, and our belief creates reality. Nothing is set in stone going forward. It's all about probabilities at a point in time that our minds is at a point in time in the state of mind we have. So our state of mind that is creating the reality coming forward. Things can change. Change is a universal law. So yes, we can listen to the guides and the angels and sources as advice coming through to us, but know that it comes through a lens, and that lens can come through a channel, and the lens can come through our internal mind, 3D mind that is coming through. Meditate on it, go within on it, connect, learn to channel, learn to connect with your higher self, learn to better still embody your higher self in everything you do. You come closer to understanding whether the advice coming in has legs for you. Yeah. So second part of William is, how are we certain we are doing our part? I think our internal guidance system in terms of our emotions is our guiding system. We know we're doing our part if when you're thinking about something, you are really happy or blissed out by it, right? That is the path forward. And I've always said, right, it's easy when it's positive or negative. You can pick the positive. It's harder is when you've got two negatives, right? So what you do is you feel into each one. The one that's less negative is the path for you. When you've got two positives, that's easy because you're not going to fall. You take the path that is more blissful. So that's how you know it's your internal guidance system that will help you. Okay. Heidi's asking, so we are living out our experience for our higher selves. Did I interpret that correctly? Okay, ultimately, when we incarnate on Earth, we're living an experience that the other side can't naturally get because it doesn't have duality. So all of experiences lived out is for the expansion of the universal consciousness or God, or our aspects of God. So it is an expansion of the whole that we are living these experiences out from. So sometimes life, I guess every soul comes in with different experiences to be lived. When you start off as now when I say young soul and old soul, it implies time, but there isn't time because we all have many incarnations, all our incarnations happening at the same time. But in an incarnation where your soul is less experienced, your lessons are easier. In an incarnation where your soul is more experienced, they give you harder lessons to learn. But every lesson that we incarnate to learn brings in an experience or a learning and an expansion for universal consciousness, for the spark of who we are, and for universal consciousness. So yes, the answer is yes, it is for the expansion of soul. But how we do it, we have the freedom to do it, right? There's a general plan of the experience to be lived, but how we do it is our choices. But they will continue to if we haven't learned it in one scenario, another scenario will come up. So you will see repeating patterns in your life for the lessons you're going to learn for the expansion of your soul. So when you incarnate, you have maybe a big type of lesson you're going to learn, and then maybe there will be some others, and that repeating pattern will come with that core lesson you're here to learn. Okay. Laurie says, excellent information, thank you. Bought my vision board today. Yay! Go, the vision board works, because I put things on my vision board, they're all disconnected, even before I knew what I was meant to be doing. And suddenly I'm seeing, oh wow, I put this thing up, and suddenly I'm seeing something out in the street, like almost quite immediately. Just stay high vibrating, because the unfolding becomes easier. Okay. Yes, but you have a choice. Yes, you have a choice. Yeah. This avatar, Patricia was responding to Heidi. Yes, but you have a choice. This avatar that we are, subconscious brings it to conscious mind, and we handle it with the help of universal mind, high, or the higher will. Yes, it's worth actually, in self-inquiry, it's worth learning about this, all this stuff, because it is helpful in our journey. I think that's all the questions. Anybody else has any other questions that you might like to ask before, or any comments about the content that was given today in the tutorial? Okay, I'm getting thumbs up, so thank you for that feedback. As I say, I've put them all up on YouTube now, so you have different ones, which is living a 3D life, balancing a 3D life with your 5D life, living a high vibrational life, living with discernment and grace. All that is on the YouTube. Subscribe, because each time I create a tutorial to share or content to share, I will put it up on the YouTube clip. Put it up as a YouTube clip on my channel. Thank you, Norma. Thank you all for coming. I might say goodbye now. Cheers.